So today is August 1st. We have been in Uruguay since March 17th. This is our very last day. We're actually getting ready. We're packing right now and we're heading to the airport.
We have decided that it is time for us to see another part of the world. And so we want to attempt to do something. So here's what we're going to attempt to do. And we're going to have you guys follow along. We are flying from Montevideo to Brazil, and then we're gonna be flying from Brazil all the way to Houston, from Houston to San Francisco to Vancouver. So I'm a Canadian citizen. We're gonna be attempting to enter Canada and spend the next 3 to 4 months there. And we'll see how that goes, going through the American borders during COVID, going through the Canadian borders during COVID with all the regulations. We're not quite sure, but since I'm dual, we're hoping that we can make this happen.
Yeah, and since I'm not a Canadian citizen, I have to ride your coattails into Canada.
Finally.
And hopefully it all goes well.
Yeah.
Let's see.
If not, the next video will be us in the pool in Las Vegas at my parents' house.
With our cats.
So that's a bonus. That's a good fallback plan. But yeah, we do want to show you guys kind of what it's like traveling right now. We have no idea. We haven't traveled since March.
It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. So we'll see you in the air.
We've made it. We're in Montevideo in the one lounge that they have here. We didn't know if it'd be open. We are the only people in here. This is the only flight leaving. I don't know if it's for all of today, but it's on the flight board. This is it.
Yeah. So.
And why don't you tell us what it was like checking in and going through security and immigration?
Yeah, so there was a few people in line in front of us at the ticket counter, but that was really fast. Security, there was literally nobody. We got through in like 2 seconds. Did our immigration and that went really quick. Mm-hmm. Everything was super clean. They were wiping down even the trays that you put all your stuff in when it went through security. And we came out into the duty-free lounge and there was literally nobody in the duty-free lounge.
Yeah, I was really impressed, especially with them cleaning the bins out. After each person, they were spraying it down and wiping them down. And then there's also all these automatic like hand gel things everywhere where you can just keep cleaning your hands. Everybody's wearing a mask so far. In the lounge, so we got here and they had like prepackaged foods, so croissant sandwiches and drinks, all sorts of prepackaged things. So just super great. I mean, we got a coffee. Of course, we had to get our free alcohol,
yeah.
And a little snack and some nuts. And yeah, we're here for an hour and then we'll get on the plane. All right, we're in Brazil. Cheers. Pretty tired, so we're just gonna do a quick update on what it was like traveling through.
When we checked our bags in Montevideo, we were told that our luggage was gonna be checked all the way to Vancouver. What is happening right now?
In Uruguay, they said they were connecting our bags all the way to Canada. We landed in Brazil, they said, nope, you have to collect your bags, get a stamp, leave the airport, come back in, check back in. Every single person except for one that we've seen has been in a mask, which is really cool. Coming back through security, it was pretty sterile, not quite as sterile as Montevideo, but I would say Montevideo was like way over the top. It's still very dead. There's, I think, 5 international flights that are flying out, and that's about it. So overall, pretty good. I mean, it's been a long day already, and we're only leg 1 down, but we're gonna be boarding soon our flight to Houston, Texas, which is a 9-hour flight, but it's an overnight flight. Hopefully we'll get to sleep after a couple more of these. And most importantly, I did try my very first caipirinha, I don't know how to say that, but the national drink of Brazil, and it was delicious. And now I can say I've had one in Brazil. And we were officially stamped in our passport, even though we were just on the other side of the airport. That's leg 2, and we'll see you in America. look like a duck. Ryan's sick of my jokes already.
Yeah, so we made it to Houston after our long 9-hour flight. The flight was about half full, so we each got our own row. We were able to sleep a lot, which was nice.
Yeah, thank God. That's great. And they did serve food on the flight, and not just bag lunch. It was like hot dinner and then like a cold breakfast situation, but that was unexpected. I didn't think they were serving food anymore.
We're here against this wall because this airport is a lot busier than even we thought, and we're trying to stay away from as many people as possible.
Yep. Going through immigration and customs coming into Houston on a flight from Brazil was actually super simple. We had a really quick health screening where they just took our temperature, asked us if we had any symptoms, and carried on. Got our bags and checked right back in. It was actually really easy. I was a little nervous it wasn't going to be. So
unfortunately, the restaurant that we wanted to use our priority pass was closed, so we ate at we had our first Mexican food, Tex-Mex style, but in quite a long time.
Yeah.
This is our first time on U.S. soil since January 8th, so it's been a long time.
But as far as all of like the precautions and stuff goes, the plane, to be honest, the flight attendants, they all had masks on, but like some were under their nose, some were like barely tied to their hair. It didn't instill a lot of confidence, but we wiped down our seats, we did what we could. And here in the Houston airport, every single person we've seen except one is wearing a mask, so that's good. I wasn't sure what we'd see here.
It's the only thing that they're not doing that other places we're doing is they're not socially distancing the seats.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So everybody can sit next to each other if they want to. But that's it. We have a quick little layover and then we're on our way to SF. We'd just like to thank United for filling the cabin with Lysol to help in their fight against COVID. So believe it or not, we're actually at the San Francisco International Airport, SFO, and you would never think that.
Look at this. We're outside. We were here in Terminal 3, International Terminal. We were sitting inside for like 2 hours, and I thought I saw someone walk out here, so I came out. There's chaise lounges, a succulent garden. You're outside. You can watch the planes. It's absolutely gorgeous outside. So this is how we're spending our couple hours before we head to Vancouver.
We pretty much have the whole thing to ourselves. This is crazy. There was nothing open here in the SFO airport as we were walking through. There was one restaurant. It was a sushi ramen spot, so
thank God.
Awesome for that.
Yeah, we're pumped. But definitely not a lot of options, so check ahead if you're traveling. But I will say, leaving from Oakland for this big trip that we went on, flying back into SFO was so weird. I was getting so emotional just thinking about like, this is where we left from, and this whole pandemic really fucked up our plans, excuse my French. And even though we did the best to make the best of it, it's still really sad to think of what we missed out on, and I know plenty of people are missing out on a lot of things right now, so not trying to sound complaining, but that's just the truth. That it was interesting to me and kind of surprising the emotions that I had coming back here.
Yeah, it was definitely weird seeing it. I mean, we've lived here for the last 10 years, so every time we've come back into this airport, it's been like we were coming home.
Yeah.
And this time it was just a connection while we were still trying to travel around the world in our adventures, so.
Yeah. It felt to me like a bit like a nail in the coffin, like the trip was over, even though we still have hopefully a lot of trip ahead of us, but it just felt like we're out of South America, we're out of Latin America, and that was just sad. So, but the sunshine out here made me feel better.
Yeah, this place, I mean, this is amazing little oasis that we found.
Yeah.
In the middle of an airport, in the middle of a pandemic. Pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah.
So
that's to recap. We have 2 hours until we get on the plane to Vancouver, and that's the last leg of this 36-hour journey.
Hopefully next time you hear from us, we'll be
in the Great White North.
In our Airbnb in Canada.
Operation Canadian Bacon will be hopefully a success at that point.
Cheers, eh?
Wait, what was that?
How good that?
That was like Australian. So if you can't tell, we made it!
They let me in!
For those of you that don't know, I had a very long immigration experience trying to become an American. Took 20 years. So the fact that my Canadian power could get Ryan, the American, into Canada just warms the cockles of my heart. So yeah, we're here. We got in, we're in Vancouver, we're in our Airbnb. You might be asking what I'm wearing. This is an adorable apron that they had here that has some Mounties and some skiers and
Super cute.
hockey players on it.
Of course.
We're here with our dill pickle.
Ketchup chips.
If you have not tried these, it's a Canadian
Such a Canadian
It's a
thing.
Canadian classic. They pair perfectly with Canadian beer.
Red Truck. We got this on delivery because we are quarantined for 14 straight days, meaning if we were to leave this house, we would have faced 3 years in jail or
Yep.
up to $1 million fine.
We have a cute backyard that has a little dining table. We can sit out and have coffee. Overall, what was our experience traveling and what you should be prepared for if you are somebody who's going to be traveling during COVID. And just so you know, we flew Amazonas, which is an airline down in Uruguay, from Uruguay to Brazil, and then we flew United on the other 3 legs. Just being in the airport, I would say that people are wearing masks, people are sanitizing, people are minding space. So that part felt pretty good. I would say coming internationally into the United States, I definitely feel like, especially being on a plane coming from Brazil, which is a hot spot, that there probably could have been some more testing done. They basically just took our temperature and that was it. So I will just put that out there. I will say bring your own food. As Ryan showed, almost everything's closed in terms of food wise, or it's inconsistent. So I would just say make sure you have your own snacks. So we're not going to tell you exactly what's next. Stay tuned because we have a ton of plans to show off beautiful Canada.
And if you'd like, smash
Oh God.
that like button. Hit that subscribe bell.
That's not how it works. It's the subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe button.
It's a like, thumbs up, and
Ring
then it's
that bell.
a bell for notifications.
Hit it out of the park.
This is what I have to deal with.